Welcome to America, where it seems like it's raining psychopaths. A new manhunt is underway out of Tennessee, you guys, and we just finished one out of Arkansas, okay? And this one, really gruesome, very tragic situation. 4 family members unalived by this psychopath. Let's hear with the details, what happened, why it's happening, and what you need to keep your eyes open for. All right, let's take a look. Getting crazier and crazier every day.
It is now underway after a baby was found in a car seat in what police are calling a random yard in Tennessee. Then 4 of the baby's relatives, including her mother and father, found dead in a nearby county. Police are searching for 29-year-old Austin Robert Drummond, who is believed to be armed and dangerous and is facing multiple charges, including 4 counts of first-degree murder. Here to discuss is the District Attorney General for Tennessee's 29th Judicial District, Danny Goodman Jr. Counselor, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So this guy is armed and dangerous. Was this a targeted attack, or should the public be concerned? Because that's a gruesome crime scene that you have.
Right, it is. And no, it was a targeted attack. We don't think that there's a need for the community to be concerned as far as it being some type of random act or anything like that.
Sir, why did y'all put out a bolo and consider the man armed and dangerous then?
Well, it's because of his violent past. He was convicted of an armed robbery when he was 17 years old. That's how he ended up in the Tennessee Department of Corrections. After going to the Tennessee Department of Corrections, he has other charges that are currently pending as well. Mm-hmm. He finished that sentence.
See, and this is what I'm always talking about, right? With our criminal justice system, these criminals, these thugs, these psychopaths, you guys, they commit crime after crime after crime. So much that they have crime pending. They have charges pending, right? They're like, hey, last year I did this, it's pending. Last year I sexually assaulted this person, it's pending. The year before that I robbed this store, it's pending. I stabbed this person, pending. I shot this person, it's pending. It's all these charges that just come together, and then there's no consequence. In order for justice to really reign properly through a civilization, consequence and punishment has to be swift, you guys. It has to be swift, because if not, unfortunately, suspects get this mentality of, well, I'm not getting in trouble for nothing, right? There's no fear of any consequence. And when there's no fear associated with your bad behavior, you're likely to do it again, right? There's no concern of being apprehended. There's no concern when you can bond out, right? And you can just go and merrily live your life, right? And so this is what we're seeing, where there's this constant buildup of bad behavior, unlawful behavior, and all the way now to the point where he's unalived 4 people. Why, we don't know, but what we do know is he probably shouldn't have been out of jail in the first place. Okay, so let's hear what he has to say. This is like a recurring problem in this country. I just don't understand it.
That he was serving and was released from the Department of Corrections, but had charges pending, and that included an attempted murder while he was incarcerated that is still pending. And also,
what? You guys released him after murdering somebody inside the jail, inside the prison? You can't make this up. You can't make this up. He's proven to have taken a life of somebody that's already incarcerated. You let him out and say it's pending. Oh my God. And then he comes out here and he kills 4 people. Is anybody shocked? Is anybody shocked? This is what I'm talking about. When I initially heard this case, I didn't even know that he was out pending a murder investigation. The families need to sue. They're gonna have to sue. Like, what is going on in this country? Our system is so flawed, you guys. It's so flawed. And even as an officer, I hated this part of the job. I'd have cases where you'd have a sexual assault suspect, you'd have a robbery suspect, and you work hard to apprehend them. You risk your life. getting them into custody, and you bring them to jail, and they go in front of the judge and they give this sob story about they have a job and that they're trying to work and they're going to school and they're just trying to help raise their kids. They have this story, and the judge, every time, you guys, I can't stress it enough, the judge just falls for it. They just fall for it. Yeah, Your Honor, I got ties to the community. Sir, the only tie that you have is the rope that you tied around your victim's neck while you're brutally beating her unconscious. Ma'am, the only tie that you have to this community, okay? Like, again, they fall for it and they let them out. You guys, I've had people fight me, assault other people. I mean, really come out here and create a lot of felonious problems in their communities. And I would bring them, risk my life, and others would risk their life locking them up. And before we get off of our shift, they've already been released with pending criminal convictions, pending. You guys, it's so discouraging as officers. You have no idea. You have no idea, okay? Whew.
Also some drug charges that were pending.
So, Counselor, I guess the big question is, do you know this family? And what is the connection between the suspect in this family?
Yes, I do not know the family personally. The connection between the family and this person, Austin Drummond's girlfriend, his current girlfriend, is a family member of the 4 deceased individuals. She's a half sister to Courtney Rose, and so she would have been Braden, and Adriana would have been her nephew and niece.
Do you have any leads on this suspect right now?
The TBI has been actively working this case. It's a 24.
So, here are the victims: James Wilson, Adrian Williams, Courtney Rose, Braden Williams. I don't know, right? Like, I don't even know, do we even have a motive yet, you guys? This is just breaking news, out of Tennessee. They got the initial call because the suspect, I guess, threw the baby or abandoned the baby on the grass inside of a car seat, and then from there, they kind of just started connecting the dots. We really don't have any information. All right. We just know that this man, for whatever reason, went on a killing spree. All right. Went on a killing spree.
4-hour round-the-clock operation right now. They have received several leads, and they are following up with those.
Counselor, did y'all find the baby first? And if you guys did find the baby first, how did y'all end up tracking down the bodies?
Yes, we did. The call came in on I believe it was the 29th, about the baby being dropped on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. It was probably around 3 p.m. So once that call came in, then obviously the first thing we started to do was to look for the parents of the child. Mm-hmm. Identified the child by placing the child on Facebook. People did call in. After identifying the child, then we knew who the parents were. So at that time, we were looking for the parents, thinking maybe we were going to have a charge against them for child abuse and neglect. And after talking to family members, then we determined that these 4 individuals had actually not been heard from since the night before.
Counselor, I only got like 15 seconds. How do y'all know for sure this suspect? I mean, it's not typical for you to release first-degree murder charges before capturing the suspect. So that tells me you know for sure this is the guy. What is the evidence? And I'm not asking you to prosecute it, that you know for sure that this is the guy.
Yes, we have strong evidence that we know that this was the person that was at the scene, and that was the reason for issuing the arrest warrant, so that we could go ahead and get him entered into NCIC and try to find him nationwide.
Roger that. Counselor, thanks so much for joining the program. We really appreciate your time.
Like all cases like this, you guys, where it seems very senseless, more than likely this is domestic related. It's what it seems like. But the biggest question is, what is the motive? Like, why? Why? And, were all the victims in the same location and so forth and so on. So I'll keep you updated on that. You guys, please keep the family and the victims in your prayers. You guys, please stay safe out here. Again, like I said, a lot of these demons are manifesting in real time, and there's just going to be a lot of senseless violence. We're going to start seeing that. So prayers up. Hope you guys have an amazing night. Good night. God bless.